Hello, welcome everybody to week number 4 of the Risen Divine League. I am Gofarino. Our lovely streamer tonight is Mowgli the Cat, and I believe my co-caster is having a few mic problems right now, or Discord problems. Could be either or. Either way, we have started up the draft here. Graves, Ezreal, Diana, and Lissandra all being banned away. Nothing too surprising from the bans so far, considering these are all just huge comfort picks for all the respective players.
Indeed, and I don't know if you can hear me now, Gofarino, but
I can.
Yeah, my mic just decided to quit out right when Mowgli was counting us in. So hey, why not? But as you had mentioned, I mean, we're getting through these picks and bans here pretty quickly. Set is going to come out there, but Volibear is the first pick. We've been seeing a lot of this in pro play and seeing a lot of increase in play, at least across the board. Jungle, top, a bunch of different places.
And that's why he's so potent right now. You can lock him in very early on. He's both strong in top and in the jungle, so just locking that in right now, it gives you that powerful pick in either one of two roles, because a lot of the times there will be potent flex picks, but they might be like a noticeable step down in terms of power in a different role. For Volibear, he's a meta-defining champ in both top and the jungle right now. That's why he is such an easy flex pick to lock in. But Mordekaiser is going to be the response here by the red side, who didn't properly name themselves. That's actually PKC.
Exactly that. And I personally have not been liking Mordekaiser's I've been seeing. I just don't feel like it does have the... Yes, you get the death realm, okay, whatever. You can really play around that in team fights, whatever works out. But I haven't seen these big Mordekaiser performances that you've been really wanting to see and have seen in the past. And so let's see, maybe this time changes that around, as Ziggs was the pickup there afterwards. And now get a little bit of a last second shuffle, but Heimerdinger is going to come through.
Heimerdinger, now that's a pick we haven't seen in a while. This is most likely some unknown comfort pick. I didn't see anyone who played a good amount of Vladimir when I was looking up these two teams, so definitely a little out of left field for me, but they may have been practicing it outside solo queue. Heimerdinger can go top, can go bot, can go mid, can go bot. Same can be said for the Ziggs here, so we might just see mage versus mage action in the bot lane here, Lemons.
It could be very interesting, and I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I'm ready for it, Gofarino, but hey, maybe we're here for it. But Rakan was that pickup there on the blue side, so going to provide that extra engagement there, while Thresh is the answer. And very interesting to see how the picks have gone so far, but I love the Thresh pickup. Just provides all of that CC, but as well as the defensive capabilities that he brings to the table.
Thresh just always a potential pick in the support role. I saw a Reddit thread on this recently where people were just talking about the Orianas of each role, and Thresh, of course, popped up as the support Oriana, where he's always viable. You can always pick him. There's like almost never a time where he's like super weak. So that's why we're seeing him come out. Has gotten not a lot in terms of changes this season, oddly enough. The only real change has been to the Gargoyle Stoveplate Rush, I believe, that we see pretty typically now on Threshes. He does have the option, though, to go for other items to rush upon himself. Either way, though, we are going through the bans here, and
we are
just taking away another mage.
Yeah, they on the blue side take away the Trundle of Vigar, and then on the red side they get the Malphite and Oriana taken off the board. So taking away a little piece by piece of some big picks off the table. And Tristana is actually the lock-in here. Now, you did mention that Ziggs can be played in the bot lane. Could be mid Tristana. I like the flexibility in this draft. You have to see what the matchup is, but I expect it to be bot lane Tristana. I think that if you go the PTA version of Tristana with the Thresh during that CC, you can proc your bomb and just get so much of that burst damage through, and it becomes so deadly. Meanwhile, speaking of deadly, Vi and Nocturne are the two locked in on the blue side.
Which means that this is most like a Heimerdinger bot with a Nocturne mid. That's definitely a crazy prospect here, because, I mean, Vi hasn't really been seen in forever. Sure, she's been getting a lot of really nice buffs to her. It's just that there's a lot of other similar champions to her that kind of do her job just as well. But if you have a Vi and Nocturne composition, you can very easily, with both her ultimates, just select one man and tell your team to get his ass.
Yeah, exactly that. And you are getting to see the Kindred come through here as the last pick, so going to be in that jungle. And honestly, I really like that to round out the choices here. I mean, you do have a good amount of spread damage. You don't have too much focus on anything, but you do have a lot of late game like insurance policies on your team. Meanwhile, I gotta say, when I see the Nocturne, the Vi, the Heimerdinger, yes, you do have a Volibear that gives you a lot of power, but it's just so hard to execute, I feel like.
Kind of, but you also have to remember, when you have the Vi, the Assault and Battery, and of course the Nocturne Paranoia, like, it's not too hard to execute that combo. Like, are you clicking on this guy? Hell yeah, I am. You want to click on him?
You press that one? Okay, so mechanically not... Okay, go for No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I agree, though. I think, like, mechanically easy. The problem is, though, if you don't get ahead on some of these picks and you start to fall behind, there's a lot of trouble that comes your way.
But basically what I wanted to say with that before, I kind of made it sound a little caveman comp-like. Basically, Gothboy Clique, they're just looking to single out these carries on the side of Pkedar Esports Chemmiebois and just absolutely destroy them. That's what they're looking to do. They're not exactly in it for the long run, the long fights or the extended fights. They're looking to absolutely blow up like one or two members and then just take an unfair fight from it.
Yeah, and there's still some swaps that could happen for sure. But I think it's going to be really interesting where these pieces kind of fall into place for both of these teams. Because a lot is up in the air right now. And yes, we have some things locked in certain areas that might not be the place you'd think they would go. But there's still some time. There's still swaps available. I would be very interested to see where the Tristana ends up going in this composition, though. Because I feel like that's the one piece that once you know where the Tristana is going, everything else falls into place.
And that is something that's definitely intriguing me here, too. Because for the side of the Chemmiebois, the Tristana being mid can really alter it. Since if it's Nocturne mid, it's going to have an easier time jumping on top of the Ziggs because the Satchel is very easy to spell shield. But if you jump on top of the Tristana, she can just always use the rocket jump to get away. And even if you do block the Buster Shot ultimate, there's still going to be an entire rocket jump's length distance between you and that Tristana.
Alright, we see the swaps come in at the same time. So it does look like we're going to get a bit of a spicy matchup here. Nocturne mid versus Tristana mid. Not going to lie, I haven't seen this in either a long time or I've never seen it. And I'm really, really excited to see how volatile this mid lane can be and how much the junglers are going to be focusing on this. Because I do feel like this is going to be a power point for both teams. Yes, you have these AP bot laners, but those are going to be hard to come by on kills and trying to get them ahead. Yes, you can get some really good gank positioning depending on your pathing, but I'm really looking at this mid lane and seeing if Daily Peach or Jackie Chan can really make an influence there and start getting the snowball rolling.
And especially Daily Peach, since on the Vi with the Vault Breaker Q, you are just able to put out so much early influence, just pop into the lane with that charging up and then just hit him and bop him right on up. Vi has a very easy combo that does do a lot of damage. And Jackie Chan, not exactly going to be able to have the biggest presence, especially early on this Kindred, since we mentioned it earlier ourselves here, Lemons, where Kindred, of course, much more of that scaling pick, since there is the whole Mark's mechanic, but she's also, or they're also Mark's person, I guess? I don't know.
Go with the plurals, I like it.
But yeah, since Mark's Herxmen tend to need a lot of items to scale up compared to levels. Obviously, it's going to take time to accumulate that gold, whereas Daily Peach, you're only going to need like a few levels in that Vault Breaker to start getting that cooldown ridiculously low to help you just fly across the jungle.
Indeed, and I think another thing that we're going to have to watch kind of going into this is I do feel like there's a lot of squishiness on the side of the Chemmiebois, and you have a lot of dive. You have a lot of dive. I was gonna be looking like the WWE over here, Gofrino, as they just have so much, and they can get onto these carries in the backline. So we'll have to see how that all works out. What the answer is for the Chemmiebois, or if the Goth Boy clique of gigantic WWE wrestlers comes clutch. We'll be right back after the spectator delay. Don't go anywhere.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear, like an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun, running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
We have arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Take your seats and watch this action unfold on Summoner's Rift before your very eyes as we get onto it with the Chemmiebois versus the Goth Boy clique. I love this naming setup. It's going to be great, Gofrino.
It is kind of weird though that the Goth Boy team picked up all these big burly all-in champions where
It's the really edgy,
Traditionally-
like
Traditionally speaking, Goths haven't really been like jumping at you sort of teams, you know?
I don't like your logic, Go Frino. We're just gonna go away from that one, not mention any of that. These are the Goth boys. They are a clique. And 5-man in the red side, or
5 men at this red buff, expecting that little invade.
that's yeah. But the Chemmiebois say no way, Jose. We don't want to do that today.
But what I'm curious about here is, I mean, Yoshishi, he went press the attack ignite on this Volibear top. Usually you, of course, see the teleport, but you also see the Conqueror since it synergizes with that volley so well. You typically see press the attack more so on jungle Volibear, since, you're just coming out of the jungle, you just want to give him quick little proc of that. But, of course, if you're taking a Ignite in the top lane, it kind of means you want to fight early, so we're going to have to see how Pkedar is going to be able to handle this aggro.
Exactly that, and it's going to be an interesting start to the game here. We're probably not going to see too much craziness starting us off. The Vi did take Electrocute though, so going for that extra burst damage and being able to provide that little bit. And I do see like the strategy here for GBC is like get kills, go all in. Let's go. Let's have a fun time. And that's the total vibe that I'm getting from them because they have ignites, they've got all ins, they've got all this damage ready to go for you. So it's really, to me, it's going to be about how the Chemmiebois defend against that and scale up to the late game and try to make it to that promised land.
They definitely do have the chance to get to the late game here. They have that exhaust on the bod kill and Socks. So that is going to deny a lot of dive.
Night?
Dead.
Night? Oh, that's first blood going over to Slurps. Able to just throw the little snowballs over and over again. They are made out of ice, but eventually they will take you down.
And Knight of Zed just kind of way too far up when his support was out there warding the river. Here comes Knight of Zed once again with the salty run back, I guess. Sock's going to be able to flash that one, though.
Yeah, I was able to get out of that one. Nahor able to get a nice little engage there, but it was just a little bit too early. And Socks and Slurps were able to... Man, that is a combo, Socks and Slurps. They were able to dissuade the further follow-up there. But really, the question is here for Knight is you got to stabilize yourself a little bit. Yeah, you're not too far back in CS, but it's about the aggression in the lane and your mental state, I feel like, at that point. And being able to just pull back and kind of play a little bit more relaxed is something I'm hoping to see from him because it's not going to be a fun lane.
Since, I mean, Heimerdinger, you definitely can go passive-aggressive, but Heimerdinger, not exactly the most aggro of champs. Here comes a bit of a gank, though.
Yeah, the Flay is going to land nicely on Knight of Zed. They're going to get a lot of damage off on him, but the stun goes through on a Jackie Chan. They're not able to follow it up, so good defensive play there. And they're able to stop this gank that would be a big lead for Jackie Chan.
Nahor just completely going wild down there, able to keep his AP carry, I guess, alive. But on the flip side...
No. Pkedar is... Oh, whoa. No, Daily Peach. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw anything here, folks. Putting up the yellow tape because that's some trouble. Bod kill goes down in mid lane against Hamlet, though. That's a play you'll want to remember.
Whew. The only thing in my mind right now is Daily Peach.
Shut up! Nobody talks about it, Go Frito, okay? Oh, that was rough. That was really rough because that was a flash and, like, also the dash into the wall. There was a 2-time mess up there, not just one. Yeah, 2-for-1 special today. Meanwhile, talking about specials of the day, we have an Infernal Dragon as our first dragon here. So not going to have that Infernal Soul. Have to see as we go through farther into the game. Now, see Jackie Chan actually going for a hunt target here on his enemy side jungle and actually going to be able to pull it off.
It's just kind of surprising because it is always risky to invade as that Kindred this early on. Only level 4 to the Daily Peach, who is level 4 himself on the Vi, but you have to keep in mind Vi has one hell of a burst. Hamlet
Yeah.
looking this mid lane. Keep in mind, we did see him get a solo kill in the mid lane there, even through the bot kills exhaust. So
That's level
Hamlet,
6
now
too.
that he has the paranoia, should very easily be able to kill this little Yordle in the mid lane.
Nice choice here, though. Chemmiebois is going to go for an objective. They are going to secure that first dragon. Not going to be contested either. But yeah, you got to start looking out for the paranoia, and you know it's going to be coming down sooner rather than later. And that combination, once Daily Peach gets to level 6, I mean, you're out of luck, pal. You get both of those. You get 2 buttons pressed on you, you're done.
That's how it is for a lot of people in League right now, if you happen to be an AD carry.
True.
Like, ADC in Season 10 is a bit of a meme for a reason. Granted, the global ADC patch, or buffs from a few patches ago definitely did help out a decent chunk.
I think so, too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, base 30 health and 2 health per level isn't gonna save you from everything, but, you know, it's nice for the early game, and it gives you a little bit of extra juice going into the late game, where, you know, now maybe that 0 and 5 top laner will have to think a little bit before he tries to kill you. Hamlet's
got 2 levels on them right here. There goes down the paranoia. That's going to be a beautiful re-engage by Naor. Oh, Hamlet goes down, though. Beautiful pickup by Jackie Chan. Able to jump in there and help out the bod kill, get a kill for himself. And honestly, thought the Tristana was going to die, but able to get out with their life. So they just keep right on trucking down the mid lane. But now it's going to be Daily Peach who comes to answer for that crime. On the bot side, though, we are also going to see Knight of Zed get picked out again. Daily Peach was actually able to take down Jackie Chan in the mid lane. The direct camera doesn't have any idea where to go right now, but we just have action everywhere. Go Farino.
To be fair, I mean, when there is action everywhere, the direct cam is always like, oh, what?
Wait, look at this one. Look at this.
Huh? Oh, score on the river. Yeah, but that was quite a few kills picked up in the mid lane here for the Goth Boy crew, since 2 kills going onto this Vi, that's going to be pretty deadly with how hard she can snowball.
Oh, no.
Paranoia.
We're going to get caught here. Yeah, but actually the nice little jump up. Sox is going to be the target here, but they're not able to get anything. You can't walk into a Thresh under tower, and Slurps and Sox get away.
Hamlet did have the Ignite available, but it wouldn't have finished anyone off there, sadly. So just going to force out a back here in the bot lane, which is certainly nice and all. Of course, showing yourself is going to hurt a little here, as Jackie Chan might try and start up the Rift Herald. Here comes Anon in the top lane.
Getting the 1v1 action going on here, but Pkedar says, no way, I don't want that. Goes to his friend in the jungle, Jackie Chan. I do want to point out, Mowgli had said something about it in chat, but I saw it too, and I didn't say anything about it. The fact that Jackie Chan didn't use his ulti in the mid lane is a bit troubling under the tower like that. Well, I guess it wasn't exactly right under the tower, but I wonder what the choice was there. I really wish we could have seen that, because it's a bit unfortunate. But at least it's available now. Not going to have to use it anytime soon, but you still got it.
That's what you hope. But, you know, sometimes things happen and you do have to use that ultimate.
Sometimes, for sure. But Slurp's still just working his way on this bot side. Does have a nice level lead over Knight of the Zed in CS as well. Now we're going to see... potentially, I thought Noor was coming in hot, looking to go for a little bit of an engagement. They have a huge minion wave here crashing, though. Although now, you do get to see Hamlet on his way down here. Paranoia is available, but it's given away by the aggression of the bot lane.
It does also help that there was a control ward.
He started walking forward before he walked over the control ward, okay?
That definitely didn't help either. Either way, though, nothing too much lost for it in the end. Just maybe a little bit of posturing in the mid in terms of overall position.
Yeah, definitely. And we have Jackie Chan actually in the mid lane. Paranoia is going to be used as well as the Assault and Battery, and that's that combination of buttons we said was so lethal. Although Daily Peach just gets taken down by the minions. Why have we seen so many stories of minions just being aggressive, mean people recently? But yeah, bod kill goes down in a trade, though. Daily Peach as well.
And it was a pretty big trade. It might be even worse.
Yeah, Hamlet's way caught out here. Pkedar is there to just provide some emotional support. He actually has some speediness here. That last shot's going to do it. Yeah, okay. Well, he tried.
He would have needed to use his flash there to drop the tower aggro, I believe, to at least make it past that, but then you're just kind of walking into the enemy bot lane and giving them the kills. So in the end, that's 2 kills for 1 in that mid lane off of the gank that was initiated by the Goth Boy squad.
Oh, this is going to be Yoshishi going in on Jackie Chan, trying to get out there. There comes the rocket jump from Bodkill, but the slam down comes in from the Bear Man. And now Pkedar has joined the fight. Death Realm goes on to Daily Peach here. Cool, the jungler out of the fight. Yoshishi still goes in, though. He's able to get Jackie Chan. That's a big bear. Bodkill is going to jump out with the rocket boots and rocket jump, sorry. Pkedar, though, going to get out with full health. Didn't really do anything in that ulti. Was just kind of buying Daily Peach out of the fight. But unfortunately, that means that Yoshishi, the bear himself, can jump in and get a couple kills for him.
Because without that Mordekaiser in the... Oh, that's a big
hook. No. That's a big hook on the Hamlet. Bodkill's able to blow him up. And that's another combination we were talking about in the draft. You literally die within the time that the death sentence takes to CC you.
Well, that definitely did prove your point there. I told you, I'm just kind of tired right now for some reason. Not related to this game, just related to the way my body functions.
Biology lesson 101 over here. We got you. You need any biology lessons, you come by the Risen stream on Mondays for the Divine League. We got you. No, not seriously. Let's get back to the game here. Next dragon is going to be the Ocean Dragon, which is unfortunate because that means both the big souls that we like to see are not going to be on the Rift. Nahor gets engaged on. Here comes the Wombo combo, though. It's going to be Soxgo and Golden. Slurps is going to toss up the bomb, but it doesn't matter. He's just getting melted here, and Hamlet is turning on the gas. Pkedar comes in finally after the TP. Knight of the Zed disconnects, unfortunately. Did reconnect there, but now we're going to see Hamlet just whacking down Pkedar. He flashed anyways, just in case. That is unfortunate. And now we're starting to see this Nocturne really come to grips with where he's at in the game.
Whoa!
Oh, no.
Sniper!
I'm sorry. That is so Hamlet with like the ultimate sniper instinct there from the Nocturne.
Oh god, I absolutely love the chat's reaction to that play. As the dragon goes down, Yoshishi!
Yeah, it's gonna be a big engagement there. That Slurp's getting blown up as well. Jack Chan Stock's gonna have to run away. Yoshishi is still fighting away though. Knight of the Zed trying to ult something, but is way out of range here. Everybody's going to go down. There goes the grenade across the back. They're able to pick up 2 kills off of that, though. Yoshishi going to be taken down. Oh, nice little ulti. Going to stop the tower from doing that much. He's still going to take a couple shots. He's going to go down. That's it. You should have ran the other way, my friend. Bodkill is going to go on a killing spree because of that. And if anyone is the one you don't want to give gold to, it's the Tristana that's looking to outscale you.
Anyone on their team, honestly... It's that they do have the Infernal Dragon to this game, which is only going to super accentuate their problems with getting outscaled. Obviously, just a single Infernal buff, not going to be the biggest. Slurp's going to be able to at least spot out Daily Peach on that ward, and that does bring me to a point I wanted to bring up here, Lemons, is that Daily Peach is going Lethality Vi.
You know, I'm going to hold my comments until we see what actually happens with this, because I don't know about that, man. But, hey, if it works, it works.
Blade.
Yeah, it has a Dust Blade on Vi. Is this new meta? New meta? Go for Reno? We see Vi played every game. Lethality. But the fact of the matter is, she also is extremely far ahead of Jackie Chan right now. Like 40 plus CS in the jungle, which is nuts. And so that difference is going to be profound, and you're not going to be able to see Jackie Chan even really hold a candle to Daily Peach in those fights. And now we see the Paranoia come down, looking to go in. That's going to be your support gone. You take the Lantern, but you take it to your doom. And that's going to be a double kill coming in for the Hamlet.
And that's the simple 1-2 combo coming out once again from the Goth Boy squad since... Hey, you want to press your buttons on this guy? Yeah, sure. You want to join in on this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, bring me in, dude.
Wait, they can't see me and I get extra damage from the lethality? No way. Okay, I'll be there in a second.
Oh, Jackie.
Oh, look how much damage that just did! Why? Daily Peach on a killing spree. Bod kill. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Well, he is living up to his name. The bot is killed. Daily Peach absolutely massacring on this fight. I can definitely understand the early lethality here with how far ahead he is and how squishy this enemy composition is. Sucks. That's good hook.
Actually, nice little hook on a Daily Peach, but it doesn't really matter. Now Slurps is going to try to defend the tower here. Going to get a lot of damage on Hamlet. Hamlet wanted to try and stay and take it down, but now has to be very careful. But Spell Shield doesn't get popped, so just going to walk away from that one. Potentially actually go in on the Slurps here. The Sphere might actually land, but the goes golden, so he stops all of that mess coming through. Now we're going to see the 1v1 on the top lane. Pkedar thinks he has what it takes to take the Thunder God himself, and we are going to not see the end of that, as now we get to see Daily Peaches come in and freaking two-shot somebody, and the top lane matchup doesn't even matter because Daily Peach is in the video game right now.
Poor Slurps just having an acute case of not being able to play the video game right now, sadly, because having 0 armor against a 6-1 and 4 Vi that has itemized this early lethality, you're probably going to be dropping.
That's just so nuts, man. And it's not going to stop. Like, it's just not going to stop until we get to like 30 minutes into the game. But I do want to check in. Oh. Yeah, we could. I want to check in, though, because Jackie Chan's still at 3 stacks. Now, hasn't gotten that 4th stack yet. We're about 17 minutes in the game. It's definitely not somewhere you want to try and get that as quickly as possible. It's just not working out because of the mobility that is coming through for the Goth Boy Clique right now. And that just feels really bad. On top of being down in CS, on top of all these other things happening across the map, you just don't have that extra piece to your kit that's so essential. Now we're going to see more happen. Slurps with the pro move, big brain all day.
Bays out the quickness too. Absolute Chad move. Able to get out with his life. Thankfully this time. Either way though, that is going to result in some extra pressure on the spot lane tower here, since now they kind of don't want to walk up knowing that all of these Goth Boy members are in the area.
That was really nice. Going away from your enemy to bait them and be pulled all the way back to safety. It was very nice. Now, there is a dragon on the board. It is the Cloud Dragon, so Cloud Soul, which both these teams, oh my goodness, I can't even think right now. Like, if somehow Goth Boys are able to get this Cloud Dragon Soul, like, we're just gonna have a bunch of Sonics on the screen. It's gonna be Sonic remade. It's gonna be like the 2020 Sonic remake.
And keep in mind that so much of the Goth Boys composition here, their fights are relying on those ultimates.
That's what I'm saying.
Magic buttons are on a much lower cooldown. That's going to be a little scary if you are the carries here for the side of Pkedar.
And you just get like the super zoomies and like you just can't be stopped. But we'll have to see. I mean, we're still far away from that. Possibly 10 minutes away, actually, if you want to start your counter. The Rift Herald is going to go down here, and it's going to go over to the Goth Boy Clique. So they're going to be able to use that somewhere, hopefully, for a little bit of distraction, as we are going to see the Baron spawn in just about a minute. And right now, a lot of farming happening around. Nothing too crazy, but the thing is, we have some towers falling, and that's going to be 2 now given over to the Goth Boy Clique. So that's where a lot of this gold lead is coming from, and the CS differentials. But they're at circling about 6K.
And 6K is quite a hell of a breakpoint at this point of the game when it comes to gold leads. Golden rule usually is... Oh,
no. Nice little pop-up, though. Slurp's able to get away for a second, but it's not going to matter. As he's going to be taken down. Hamlet able to pick up another kill for himself. Did have to use the flash. Did have to use the paranoia and the ignite. But you'll take those.
Yeah. Trading that ultimate for a kill, always nice, even though you did have to use the flash there. Keep in mind the paranoia is now on a 73-second cooldown with his current build, that 10% CDR, and that singular Cloud Dragon. It's only going to get on a much lower cooldown from here.
Indeed it is, and just going to be seeing. Finally, Jackie Chan was able to reach that 4-stack mark, so able to get that extra range, the damage, and all the fun stuff that comes with that. And Daily Peach is continuing down the lethality train here, Gofrino, as they now have an Umbral Glaive. Really interested to see what the next pickup is going to be, because I imagine more lethality. Why not?
Why not? I mean, you got all this damage.
Oh no,
Knight is
you're
dead.
just not having a good game today, buddy. Oh, he flashes out though. Nice play right into the flay though. As he's trying to survive, he goes down. The grenade turned onto Slurps, was not able to get him, and now it's everybody going for Nahor here, but nobody's going to be able to catch him just yet. And a bit of damage control there, but they're able to pick up a kill for it.
Knight of Zed just kind of been this one sour spot for this composition so far for the Goth boys. Just has been kind of getting caught out a little too many times for my personal taste here, and I feel like he needs to just take a little bit of a chill pill here and sit back and let the rest of his team just, press the buttons on their enemies.
What's sad is it started like all the way from like level 1 or 2 or whatever that was. I think it was level 2, and like hasn't stopped since then. So it just feels bad. Like I feel bad for him. But hey, his team's in the lead. They have a big gold lead. They have a lot of damage. Now we're gonna see Yoshishi get a bunch of damage put on him, but they don't want to go for it because he is Volley Bear, and you don't want to take a fight against the Volley Bear.
Even if it is a 3 versus 1. Granted, they might not have known where some other members are, and you have to remember that it is very easy for that Nocturne to hit that Paranoia and just kind of fly right on in to help out his homies. So, you don't want a 3v1 turning into a 3 versus 4 all of a sudden.
Exactly, and that's what's so scary about this composition is they do have that ability, and you saw Daily Peach wanting to go in there, try to get the assault and battery off, but not going to. Now we could see a defensive effort come through here. They just need to clear some of this area in the jungle. They have some good warding, but they just really don't have control of the area itself because you just have the members from Goth Boy Clique just running around rampant as much as they'd like, and now we're going to see an engage. My goodness, you just can't. Assault and battery goes through. Like it almost didn't even need the assault and battery, but the lantern came through at the last second, which was perfect. But then you have an unstoppable ulti that's just gonna doom you. Now we're gonna see Yoshishi go in onto Pkedar, and nice death round comes out though. It's actually gonna potentially win Pkedar the fight, as Yoshishi's gonna have to run here now, but he's going all in now. Gonna try to use some damage he gets from the Stormbringer as well. Pkedar's gonna try and heal up. Not a lot going on. Now they have backup from the Thresh though, but still not going to be able to complete any real combination. No synergy right there at that moment. The other thing coming up on the board is a dragon, and could be Soul Point Hamlet going to catch out Jackie Chan though. Nice blast cone, as Jackie Chan is able to get out of that, but Paranoia comes through. Now he's going to run straight into Yoshishi. Which way do you go? They're everywhere. He's going to try to use the Lamb's Respite, but not going to matter. It's going to be a kill actually given over to Knight of the Zed, his first one of the game.
Which he should really appreciate here as this Heimerdinger, because he was the one member who had fallen behind. But while that was happening, scratch that off.
Oh no, double knockup. Slurps just ran straight into the engagement by Nahor, but here comes the damage from Sana. It's going to be a big bomb. Rocket jumps coming aplenty, but Assault Battery comes into the back line. It's going to be a lot of damage. Everything falling apart here for the Chemmiebois. And that is going to be an ace for 1 given over to the Goth Boy Clique. And they're going to continue their lead. They're going to start at the Baron. They want everything on Summoner's Rift.
Absolute brutality coming out with the ace for only 1 member there. Although Jackie Chan is alive, he does have the flash, he does have the smite. He is 3 levels down, however, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get you in time. Keep your eyes on that, though, as we might not even see that.
Oh, Nahor. Oh, Paranoia's up again, though. That's going to be David Peach coming over the wall just to say hi, and kill going over. They're going to just go ahead and burn down this Baron. There's nothing you can really do about it, and they have ballooned their lead into about 10k here, Gofrino. And although it's not impossible, it's a big mountain to climb.
Whew, yeah, almost as big as the mountain in Risen's logo, I would say. And some quick fun facts here is that so the Sultan Battery is now on a 44.8 second cooldown.
Yep.
Paranoia is at 61.5-ish seconds. And then all the other ultimates are just hovering around or below that 1 minute mark.
Yeah, well, and Nahora's ultimate just went down by, he was at 99 seconds on his ulti cooldown. It's 66 now because he hit the level 11 mark, and then he also got the extra cooldown. And the best part about all of this is they still have one dragon to go, and that's 10% more cooldown. Also, like, I want to see it, and maybe that's me being biased, but I would love to see this team composition with the Cloud Soul and just the Assault and Battery, the Paranoia all go off, like, bring in the Stormbringer as well, and just see all three of these gigantic members just running around like crazy.
Potentially. One thing to keep in mind... Oh, didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good, you're good.
But one thing to keep in mind, though, is that if they do go for these full-on 5 versus 5s, that there is always that Lamb's Respite. So I don't think we're actually going to see any big explosive 5 versus 5s unless the Goth boys know that Lamb's Respite is down, since that is going to be such a fight denier.
It really is, and that's why you pick the Kindred in these types of situations, because you do want to have that disengage, that little bit of safety in your fighting. But it's just becoming really hard for the Chemmiebois to do anything at this moment. But they're going to be able to catch out Night of Zed, and that's going to be him going golden. He's definitely going to go down. Tries to flash out, but flashes right onto the box, and they are able to consistently take down one member at least, and that's Night of the Zed,
who has almost half of his team's deaths just one off of that mark. And once again, Knight of the Zed just kind of pushing up a little too far on this Heimer, because you don't even have to push up that far on this Heimer. You can go for this 2 versus 3, 2 versus 4 push in the mid lane.
They're just going to ulti here. Pkedar's so done.
The Dunzo Manifesto about to be coming in hot.
There's here it comes. Oh, no. Oh, they're going to not go away. Oh, all right. So Sok unknowingly saves the day. There you go.
Just, you never know it until you look over it in the replay, the Rafa file, and just go, huh. I guess I do have that spider sense.
Feels good, man. But Dragon gonna be coming up in 45 seconds, and this, I hate to say that you gotta fight at an 11k gold deficit, but you gotta fight.
You kind of do have to fight, since if that dragon goes down, it's just going to really accentuate this disadvantage. Sure, you do have the scaling here, but the question is, will you be able to hit that scaling mark? Because your carries are at that 2.5 item break point, and it should start coming online soon. It's just with this massive gold differential between the two teams right now, that kind of doesn't really matter when you just have so many extra golds worth of stats up on your opponents.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, is like there comes a point where you just can't match the sheer stats coming out from the gold that is picked up, and they are just going to give it over. So that's going to be the Cloud Soul. So we finally actually, that was really close, Slurps. We get to see the Zoomies go for, and I am so excited.
It shouldn't be too long.
Let's get an oldie county. Let's get an old. Okay, Stormbringer at 58 seconds. Oh my goodness. Assault and Battery is 39 seconds right now. Paranoia 40. They literally have their oldies at the same time, go for, That is so messed up. Oh my goodness.
Hey, no, there's a 1 second window. Come on, man.
Yeah, all right, I give it to you. All right, I'll give it to you.
But jokes aside, like, they can just look to get some more picks here. Obviously, picks are going to start getting a little bit harder now that they have pushed this far in towards the enemy base. Kind of hard to pick off your enemies when they're all just huddled behind their base walls, compared to earlier on in the game where they're kind of all spread out across the map. It's easy to catch someone just rotating through that red buff compared to someone rotating through their inhibs.
I got a serious question here, Gofrino, and it's so serial. It's like super serial. Lord Dominic's resolve on the Vi, and also Flame Horizon, by the way, for Daily Peach. But Lord Dominic's as the 4th item here for the Vi.
I saw that, and I actually kind of don't like this, since Lord Dominic's isn't really the best item on bruisers and melee assassins. You usually want to get that cleaver, since that gives you more CDR, gives you AD, and some very much needed health. Just keep in mind that the Vi passive does scale with her max health, so building up some health is worthwhile on her, even if she isn't a traditional tank. But
I agree.
look at this potential initial setup here. We do have just Peachy hanging around in these bushes, and any pick right now would be kind of devastating. Oh, are we going to see Death Run?
No, not going to come out. Bot kill was there to provide a little backup, but they didn't go all the way in. Now, you have the lethal combo on the bot side. That's who I'm looking at. You got the Vi and the Nocturne right near each other, ready with those ultis, but they are not going to do anything. Thought maybe they were going to try to catch out Jackie Chan. And it looks like on the other side of the map, Chemmiebois getting ready to take the Baron.
For sure, because they're going to kind of really want the Baron here to force push with their 3 melee composition here with Heimerdinger as their real ranged damage. They kind of need the Baron here to really force open the base. You just want those charged up cannon minions to start slapping away on those towers, and of course the Baron buff is such a run destroyer if you are the Ziggs, because that damage reduction is no joke versus a wave clear mage like this Ziggs. Yoshishi gonna find himself the Death Lord.
That's a lot of damage. Death Throne comes down. That's gonna be a Stormbringer pop. Look at the damage coming out. He's going to go golden. He's going to come out to a 1v3, but can he pick up the kill? It's actually going to still stay alive. This man is unstoppable. They're able to get so much damage down. Those are those extra stats. That's all that gold coming into play. Assault and Battery finally comes out, but it's in the Lambs fight. Big ultis across the board, but at the end, it is just everybody falling for the side of the Chemmiebois, and it's finally going to fall all down to the bod kill. Can he pull it out for his team as his base crumbles around him?
The Baron buff wasn't what they needed, but it was a very helpful pill in ending this game as they take such a decisive team fight here. 4-4-0, and now they're turning towards these Nexus turrets. This should be a very, very easy game number 1 getting picked up here in just a second as the Stormbringer does come out to try and pad the KDA, but ends up padding the bot kills KDA.
Come on and slam. I gotta say, Yoshishi pulling off some insane moves on the totally balanced and non-broken champion that is Volibear. But honestly, just great team performance. I was a bit shocked for the Vi. 12-1 on a lethality Vi. Not something you see every day. Hamlet in the mid lane pulling it off with the Nocturne, doing really well against the bod kill. And they just were able to secure a lot of gold early on and snowball it perfectly. They took all the objectives. They only lost to one of the dragons. And after that, it was just a beautiful play all around there from Goth Boy Clique.
There was definitely a little bit of waiting there in that game, especially in the last few minutes there before we saw that last explosive team fight. And we were starting to see maybe some potential flaws of this composition come out since they were on a timer, but they were able to thankfully garner that huge gold lead for themselves and just ramming it right into the enemy's base there, able to clutch out the win. And I wonder how Pkedar Esports Chemmiebois are going to just adapt to this in game number 2.
Well, he says himself, words straight from the horse's mouth, super draft coming out for game 2. So we'll have to see, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to hold Pkedar to that potentially. But we'll be right back. We're going to get game 2 ready for you. Don't go anywhere. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't you miss us? But we have game 2 getting ready for you through the picks and bans to start us off here. We have Diana taken away there by the Chemmiebois. And by the way, we switched sides. Chemmiebois on the blue, and we have the Goth Boy Clique on the red this time around. Lysandra is going to be that second ban for Chemmiebois. Third ban looking like the set coming off the board. Then on the side of the Goth Boy Clique, they take away the Graves, the Ezreal, and the Ornn. First pick in the Fiddlesticks here. Is this the super draft coming through already? They could just pick up the Volibear again, and that would just be so sick. I mean, no bans. One thing that's curious here is you do see these big bans. I mean, you know that a lot of these players play these high-profile champions, but after that performance from the Volibear, I feel like you have to take it away. And they're going to pair it up with the Taric, which is even scarier. That combination, just in and of itself, you still have 3 more pieces to pick and choose for, but that combination right there is just so scary.
Like the Blitzcrank here, I'm not entirely sure if I would agree with this pick here, since pulling in a Volibear to your team isn't exactly the best, and pulling in the Taric, you might be able to blow him up, but there is also a chance that he just gets the Cosmic Radiance down anyways, but it will be the Ballistic combo here in the bot lane, which is a very strong and potent combo.
It definitely can be. Like you said, though, I don't like the Blitzcrank into this matchup, but we'll have to see how it goes. I also don't like the Blitzcrank with... I get the Ballista combo. I totally do. 100%. But also, it can work out really badly. If you aren't really on point with the synergy in that. So that's something I'm definitely looking at. While the ADC lock-in here for the Goth Boys is going to be Xayah. So something we haven't seen very much of recently, but still that late-game hyper carry.
For sure, because Xayah, she just kind of fell off because she got some nerfs. There's some tweaks to just how the meta plays, and even though the Featherstorm is a great tool for dealing with dive, it's just a lot of the meta right now is that after they dive, they still have a lot to just stick on you, because just think of all the top laners right now. They hop on you, and even if you do avoid them for that 1.5 seconds or a second while you're up in the air, as soon as you come down, they just resume mauling you, but this time they already have their Conqueror fully stacked. So I did get some very huge damage buffs to her ultimate, however, so we might see that in a slightly more aggressive use this game instead of the typical defensive use.
So the Goth Boy, or the Chemmiebois, sorry. Whichever boys we're going for. The Chemmiebois banned away the Nocturne, which I'm really happy about, because you cannot have something like that happen again. But then they take away the Olaf, which is an interesting takeaway for sure. I definitely... Oh my goodness. So we get the Kung Fu Panda on the same team this time. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like the Goth Boy Clique is getting everything they want in this draft.
Because Wukong is just such a disgusting pick right now. He got just repetitive nerfs upon repetitive nerfs, but the thing is, it's like, he kind of got released that overtuned, and it doesn't help that he was kind of designed for this meta where they're like, all these top lane bruisers, we need to build them so he synergizes well with Conqueror and just the current itemization. So he's kind of just synergizing with it really well right now. Obviously, I'm not like a Riot insider, so maybe they thought something else differently when they were reworking him. Either way, though, it's kind of hard to argue that Wukong a little strong right now.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to say this right now, but the Goth Boy Clique wins this draft, 100%. I mean, you're literally staring down a Nidalee who's not going to be useful. I'm just going to say that right now. The Fiddlesticks gets hard countered by the Zillion. And because you're literally standing there, he gets free double bombs left and right, like anytime he wants to. And then the overall composition itself synergizes better here for the Goth Boys. But I have my hopes for the Chemmiebois. I want to see some of these picks really come through and be beneficial. I think the one thing we left out here is this Cho'Gath. And it's more than likely going to be going against the Volibear in the top side. Well, I guess it depends where Wukong wants to go, but because I guess the Volibear is probably jungle at this point, and Wukong's going to be in top lane. So that's even more of an interesting matchup going in together. And seeing, I guess I feel as if the Cho'Gath is going to be that little, like that bridging factor. It's going to be the point where you're going to get team fights because of that, and you're going to be able to at least take some advantages for yourself. But do you really want to go into team fights against this competition? Like, there's just so much like that seems to contradict each other coming through here for the Chemmiebois.
Obviously, Pkedar's Chemmiebois, they can try and do a bit more of a pick-oriented composition here. Fiddle is a good pick machine. Obviously, Blitzcrank is the pick comp wet dream, and Nidalee is designed for small skirmishes and 1 versus 1, so they kind of can try and leverage that. I just feel like it will be a little bit hard with their current team, since you look at it, the Kalista, Fiddlesticks, and Cho'Gath, they kind of all work better in those big fights. Maybe larger size skirmishers too, but they prefer those huge fights where they can just wreck their chaos or just pump out the damage.
I agree, and so the way that these two teams play this specific game, this game 2 of this best of 3, is going to be really interesting to me. And I think the picks that are coming through here for Pkedar's Chemmiebois are interesting for sure. And like you said, there are those pick potentials, and we all have seen Kalista get uncontrollable, which can just rain down destruction on a team once you get into those later game team fights. And especially looking at the Fiddlesticks, which is a bit of a more known factor now, especially after having seen some play in professional and kind of information being spread about Fiddlesticks and where he fits into the meta. And so I do think that's going to be another big aspect to their team composition that's going to need to shine through if we want to see them be successful.
Since, like you said, people are kind of figuring out the Fiddlesticks a little bit more now. Obviously, upon release, people just kind of considered him to be straight up garbage, because every meta jungler just kind of would run into his jungle and absolutely just dumpster him. But then people kind of figured out, hey, why don't we just kind of throw him mid and have him build tank? Like, the mages won't be able to kill him. He just uses the drain to absolutely top off every time, and he has all that CC still.
My brain is swirling right now, Gofrino. So, like, honestly, at this point, I feel like this is the better matchup here for Chemmiebois. I feel like you do leave the Fiddlesticks against the Wukong at the top lane, Cho'Gath mid, because going against the Zilean as the Fiddlesticks is not going to be a good time. And although I don't know every in and out of that matchup, just based off the information I have from both champions, I do feel like Zilean is going to come out on top on that. And we've already seen how Hamlet is performing today. And so I think I would like to see the Fiddlesticks go against the Wukong instead.
Because that is something we've been seeing with the Wukong counter picks, primarily that Malphite, since of course he gets that huge armor steroid, but he doesn't get anything to boost his magic resist, and I believe he has slightly lower magic resist growths compared to some of the other melee laners. Don't quote me on that, that's just something I think. Either way, though, he doesn't like facing magic damage as much, and if you're going that full tank Fiddle, you can give him a lot of trouble if you are able to land that silence and able to land that fear.
Very true. And then just looking down the matchups a little bit here, I do want to highlight a little bit more of this bot lane and how much I do think that I would love to see the junglers put a bit of a priority on the bot lane. I think that this is a big power point for both of these teams. When you look everywhere else, yes, there are some strengths, but if you can get one of these bot laners ahead, you're going to feel a lot better going into the game. And so that being said, it makes me want to turn my attention back to Jackie Chan, back to Daily Peach, and see what their pathing is going to bring and how they want to affect the map, and if they're going to want to do so early. Because I do feel like Nidalee has that skirmishing power, and you can accomplish some really good stuff early on with the mobility that she provides, but is the confidence going to be there? And that is my biggest question. Now, we are going to be sending to a small little break while we get through spectator delay. Do not go anywhere, because we get to find out if we go to game number 3 or if the Goth Boy Clique are going to shut the door on the series after this one. But be right back.
Ein
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a banger for you today, as we have match number 2 of this best of 3 between the Pkedar Esports Chemmiebois and the Goth Boy Clique. And seeing a 5-man start potentially here for the Chemmiebois, as they do have a pretty spicy level 1, but they are just going to get seen flashes, though. Okay, that's something that happened.
They kind of had to go for that there, I feel, because they got spotted out as 5, and
Animation. Oh, he just ate a frog. Go. What did we just?
Well,
what happened
they
to
didn't
that
pick up the
frog?
black.
I'm sorry, I totally derailed your probably very serious point to talk about a frog that just got transformed into something else. I don't know what just happened.
Wait, who did Slurp's bind? Was it the bot kill? Because I think it was intended for Socks, but Socks recalled. Oh, it was Socks. Okay,
Yeah,
I see the ring around. I was really concerned for a second.
Like, oh, that's not
Raggy.
Gosh, that Tarek skin is so bright. It's just ridiculous. So we're gonna see opposite side starts here for both junglers, both starting on their respective red buffs, which could mean we get some different jungling pathing going on for both of these. So again, I'm looking for Jackie Chan to try and get something going early. Gonna take a couple extra shots there. Directed Candy, you really know how to point them out. But we are gonna see Pkedar on the Fiddlesticks up against the Wukong in the top lane, and Bodkill on the Cho'Gath against the Zillion in the mid. So, as I said in draft, I like this combination. I like this change up of lane assignments, especially going into these kinds of matchups.
And the Bodkill, he's going for Ignite and Electrocute on this Cho'Gath, which tells me he wants to go for the AP Cho'Gath, obviously. But typically, when you see the AP Cho'Gath, you will see the Glacial Augment. Level 2 coming out early for this bot lane here.
Nice stun, though, by Nahor, but he's still going to get dragged in. That's going to be Ignite going down the Rin, pulling out the spears as Slurps for first blood.
That is the fun, but here comes Daily.
Comes the Volley Bear looking to pull something off here. Going to call down the Lightning. Does get the nice stun there, but unfortunately, Knight of Zed is just not in a position. He flashes forward, though. Going to get the Feather Recall. They pick up a kill. Daily Peach is not going to go down. He needs to take a better angle here, though, because Slurps is still looking for the kills. As Bodkill and Hamlet get into a bit of a scuffle in the mid lane. But actually, they pull away on the bot side, and Slurp's unable to pull anything out of that one.
1-for-1 overall in the bot lane, and Daily Peach just able to barely scruff out of that one with his life. Top lane, though. Yoshishi not having the best of time, and he even started the cull on this Wukong, which kind of strikes me as odd, not gonna lie, because if you're expecting to get just poked down an absolute metric ton in this matchup, why not just go for the Doran Shield, which gives you that much more sustain and gives you all that free regen whenever you get hit by a spell/auto.
No, the flash forward from Pkedar, he's actually looking for the kill. He's not going to get it, though, so that flash is a bit wasted. Bodkill going up against Hamlet in the mid lane again. Just a lot of poking, a lot of trading going back and forth. The stun's landing beautifully there for Bodkill, though. So he's able to get some damage back down. And now they're actually looking towards the top side. Do have Jackie Chan positioned for some nice spear tossing, but it is Daily Peach who's right around the corner. So we could see a bit of a kerfuffle going on the top side here pretty soon.
Ooh, that would be one nasty kerfuffle with the champions we have here. Granted, that Wukong not level 6 yet, so not having the Cyclone, which would make this a full-on nasty-ass kerfuffle.
Indeed. Now, I'm a bit worried here. Knight of the Zed doesn't seemingly feel very comfortable on the Xayah. And that's your late game insurance card. That's the thing you hand down at the very last second. Like, no, but wait, I have this. And yes, it's still very early, but I need to see a little bit more confidence built up for Knight of the Zed in that bot side.
I think a lot of it is just the Blitzcrank effect here, because Knight of the Zed, I feel like he is just succeeding a lot of lane prio and just a lot of farm just out of fear of getting hooked, which I do kind of respect here, since obviously you don't want to get snowballed upon in the spot lane. That would be an absolute nightmare scenario here for the Goth Boy composition, but there's a difference between playing safe and just kneeling on over for your opponents.
Yeah, and you're seeing a decent CS lead develop here for Slurps as well, and that's one thing we did highlight in the draft, that Kalista is still a very strong champion once you get some gold behind her, and can really just dictate the pace of the game, and especially being around this dragon, being around these objectives, it's going to be a big deal. If you see a nice sized minion wave going in on the top side, crouching for Pkedar. Now Slurp's going to get stopped on his back. And put a lot of spears into Noor, but not going to be able to do anything too crazy. Hook lands in the mid lane onto him. Doesn't get the double knockup. They could still take him down. Flash comes out. Ignite is burning. Here, Daily Peach has showed up now, though. Stocks is getting very low. It's going to be in some trouble here. Double knockup coming through again. Daily Peach gets chopped down on. Bod kill, able to press his R button effectively and get a kill for themselves. They used literally everything, but at least they were able to pick up an advantage for themselves in the mid lane.
Bod kill just able to hit level 6 during that gank there. Not during the initial part where they got onto Hamlet, but once Daily Peach got onto them, that minion wave gave the last tick of EXP needed to Bod kill. Here comes Yoshishi with the Cyclone.
The Cyclone still has another tick. That's the double mechanics that we're looking for, baby. As might have a disconnect issue real quick. Yeah, okay. I was waiting for the pause to come through. It is Daily Peach who has a disconnect, so I'm sure we'll work through that and get the game back for you very quickly. But holy cow, good mechanics there. Apparently, to press the R button twice. I didn't, it seems like half the world doesn't know that there is a possibility to hit your button twice, but Yoshishi does.
Yeah, that is one thing as an ADK main I'm slightly salty about the Wukong rework, since, hey, I survived the first ulti. Can I interact with you now? Nah, I'm gonna hit clone. Okay. Well, your clone expired. Can I do it? No, I have another ulti. Wait, why do you get dual ultis? Either way, though, I mean, it does give Wukong such insane dueling power, and the double knockup as well is really handy. We saw it. They're able to help them secure that kill onto the pod kill. Obviously, it would have been better if Yoshishi got that kill, since Hamlet, he's mostly scaling in terms of CDR. You want him for that Chrono Break, Chrono Shift, mixing it up with the Echo there. Very similar ulti names, but he doesn't benefit as much from getting more kills, in the sense that he isn't going to be nuking people like the Wukong would. Obviously, getting more AP on him does increase the double bomb damage. It does also just increase the ultimate heal. Granted, the heal you get from Chrono Shift is already massive, and when you put even some AP behind it, you're kind of almost fully healing tanks, which can be a bit of a Mimi situation.
Yeah, for sure. And I did want to point out, Hubert had said it in the chat as well, but that whole thing started off by Hamlet using the time in the bottle to get the ulti for Yoshishi as he was walking in. And honestly, at the point that it actually happened, I don't think Yoshishi knew exactly what was being planned for him, because you saw as soon as the XP went down, maybe it was having to like click the ulti or something to level it up, whatever. But like it was like a moment of just not doing anything. And then he pops the ulti, not even under the volley bear, but then it doesn't even matter. Or not volley bear, I'm so sorry. Under the Cho'Gath. And so it was a little bit delayed, but I found it really interesting. It was just like, you're going in, but wait, am I actually okay? I can go now, and like press the button twice, and it worked.
I mean, pressing the buttons did work out for them last game, and maybe it'll be a similar situation this game, honestly.
Most interactive analytics possible. I love it.
By the way, though, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the state of the game we're in right now does feel a little bit different from last game, where we're not already seeing a big snowball develop. It's still 2-2. The gold is right neck and neck. We still even haven't gotten a big dragon priority for either of these teams. And so we are going to see this game bust open here pretty quickly. We do have level 6s coming up across the board. A little bit slower for Jackie Chan for sure, but he'll get there eventually. He already has his level 6, so he doesn't even need to worry about it. But the fact is, we're going to start seeing a lot of fireworks here pretty soon, and that's what I'm excited for.
Since this is the Razor's Edge part of the game, after all, like you did mention. However, with that being said, though, this pause definitely going on for much longer than we expected, so we are going to cut to a short break here on the desk while we wait for everything to get sorted out and for Daily Peach to reconnect.
We are back and live with the action. Sorry about that, folks. Just had to get through a DC pause for Daily Peach, but now coming right back into it. As promised, we have the action here. Nahor is going to get engaged on. The hook doesn't land. Sock stays alive. Slurps picks up the kill, and it's 1 kill going over to the ADC, the man that you're looking to get all the gold to.
Knight of Zed and Nahor almost able to turn that and at least get a 1-for-1 kill onto Sox, but Sox able to get out of that one thanks to his flash, not able to land the hook onto Knight of Zed, which would have resulted in that double kill and a very easy dragon. But as it stands, 1-for-0, now 2 kills on this Kalista, who already has this CS lead that's been forming. Gonna be quite the scary prospect once he backs here and has almost enough for, well, he should have enough here for both the Zerkier's Greaves and the Cutlass if he so desires.
Indeed, indeed, as we're going to see continuation of farm here across the board, and honestly, it's been pretty even so far. You do have some good CS leads developed here. Not like nothing too crazy, but you do have some pressure being put on, especially I'm looking at this top lane, Yoshishi able to just continuously crash this wave into the tower and force Pkedar to have some trouble there. Now Hamlet's going to get engaged on. The Chrono is going to come out, but on the other side of it, he could be in some trouble here. Double bomb's going to land. Perfect time with the TP, but he's not able to. Joshishi's still going in, able to smack down and get the kill, but he's going to go down himself. And that's a big chop coming in for the Blood kill.
Did not expect 4 entire members to show up in that mid lane there with Pkedar teleporting in and then Sox roaming in from that bot lane. Either way, though, a trade for kills there, not the worst here, since, I mean, for the side of the Goth boys, they do want to take their time to scale up a bit here, and trading 1-for-1 in kills like that will obviously help in that regard, especially for Yoshishi, now 1-1-1 on this Wukong, looking to just kind of hit that beautiful scaling mark, because Wukong also scales fairly decently well. It's not just the Xayah.
Indeed, and we're going to see the dragon started up here. It's going to be Infernal Dragon, so unfortunately no... I have a chance for an Ocean Soul, but I'm not going to talk about that yet, all right? First dragon goes over, though, and they're able to secure a little bit of extra damage for themselves. It's going to be a nice pickup for the Goth Boy Clique. And they're going to look to continue their objective domination, although no objective is going to be on the map here besides the Rift Herald, and that's already being started up by Jackie Chan.
No surprise when you hear that dragon go down. You always want to try and get that cross-map trade and objectives there, since giving up a free dragon does always kind of suck. Not this early in the game, mind you, because, I mean, just losing an Infernal at this point in the game, it isn't going to hurt you all that much. You still do want to, of course, trade the objectives just for like later stages. Hamlet has to be careful here.
Comes through. Chrono Shift was available.
Just pure disrespect from Hamlet there. Just pop the Chrono Shift. I don't know if the silence was still on, but I believe it ended there.
That feels really bad, and you could kind of see it coming as well. I mean, the silence was a big factor in that, but I do think there was time to get that pulled off. Oh, nice hook. Comes in with the Fate's Call as well. Feather Recall comes out immediately, though. Slurps is still doing some damage here. Can he pull out the feathers? Oh, no, he is not going to. Slurps is still trudging away on Nahor. He's going to get stunned up right here in front of the tower, though. It's a lot of damage put down, and those Ren stacks hurt so badly. But the Feather Recall wasn't the best there for Knight of the Zed, and did get into a bit of trouble. Now we're going to see a big collapse here on the bot side. The double bomb isn't going to land. Slurp's going to be in some trouble, though, as the slow is going to come down. The hook is going to go a bit wide, and Knight of the Zed's going to look to pick up a kill. Gets the shutdown, redeems themselves on the bot side with this team play coming through.
Huge kill there as well for Knight of the Zed, since he was falling behind. Beautiful hook. I don't think much comes of it, though.
Power's not even going to, because Nahor was able to get the damage off first. So Knight of the Zed survives. That was a big hook, though. And definitely making sure that Knight of the Zed is paying attention still.
You kind of always have to be on your feet when facing a Blitzcrank, since you never know. Blitzcranks, they do go for the wackiest hooks. And the unexpected hooks are usually the ones that do win you that game in the end. So more on your toes you are, the less unexpected hooks that'll come your way, at least.
BM coming up here from Yoshishi there, just backing immediately right there. But Pkedar's still going to be able to trade back some good damage, and Yoshishi's going to have to be seriously careful up here because Fiddlesticks can do a good amount of damage. It's going that tank Fiddlesticks, though, so not going to be at that point just about yet, but still able to survive pretty well against this Wukong. Meanwhile, Bodkill continue to oppress Hamlet in the mid lane, which is such a different take on this mid laner because we just saw him dominate on Nocturne. Now Daily Peach is going to be caught out here. Yoshishi going to bait Pkedar, but is able to get a bunch of healing from it, so it doesn't matter. Still a lot of movement happening down there towards that dragon pit, but nothing comes of it just yet. Now Cyclone actually goes on the top lane, but meanwhile we do have the English here. That's going to be Bodkill getting caught out. He's going to get taken down by the bomb. Yoshishi's going to get flashed on. That's a silence there. Is he going to have the damage flash across the bush? He gets out. Monkey Man is able to survive, and with no health at all, still able to get out.
Ooh, huge trade in the top lane there. Flash for flash and ulti for ulti, although... Oh, never mind. I thought Yoshishi was teleporting in because it looked like the teleport particles. I'm like, wait, but it's still in cooldown. Either way, though, overall an even trade in the top lane, but Pkedar gonna get that more optimal back here since he is able to shove that wave into the tower and is gonna bounce back towards him very nicely once he just walks back to top lane.
And we're still so even here, Gofrino. 13 minutes in, 5-5. Gold is within 500 of each other. And this is where I start to think of the CS leads coming into play, and where you start getting that passive gold lead that just feels really, really nice. And you do have some good CS on this mid laner and on the spot side for the Chemmiebois. And definitely going to be keeping our eye on that. Meanwhile, Rift Herald's going to be finally spawned here on the bot side. Going to take down a tower for themselves. Don't think they're going to be able to get the plates, though. It could be really close. They're going to try to get a little bit of gold.
At the very least, it is still going to be a free huge chunk taken out. Oh no, it's going to get it. Leave it with just that singular plate left. Do look at Hamlet and Daily Peach on the map, though. They were kind of hovering towards that bot lane while they were grabbing this blue buff. And we do have the Cloud Dragon spawning here just right now. Gotta be kind of a huge deal.
Yeah, this is the part that scares me when you're talking about the Chemmiebois, because you go into a team fight like we were talking about with this Volibear, with the Zillion, everything ready and raring to go. It's not a fight that's going to be a fun one for you. And so I'll have to see how they want to approach it. Yes, that dragon has spawned. They're going to look to go in on the Slurps. TP is coming in, though. Isn't going to be enough. Slurps gets rooted up but not taken down. Huge double stun. Though that's going to be a Cyclone coming in. A lot of damage. He gets grabbed across the wall. The Chrono is going to come through to save his life. But the Cosmic Radiance comes down to the last second to save Knight of Zed. He's still getting taken out by Pkedar. And this tanky Fiddlesticks is just showing how strong he can be. Sox and Slurp's going to be in some serious trouble on this bot side, though. Everybody is collapsing. We're going to see the stun go through. First one to fall is going to be Pkedar, but it could also be Nahor as he's getting very, very low. We're going to see Jackie Chan go in with the Kung Fu moves, but he is only able to pick up one for himself. Everybody else falls. Finally, it's going to be Slurps going down as well, who is on the wrong side of the battle lines. And after all of that chaos, after all of that blood being shed, it is 4-for-1 in favor of the Goth Boy Clique.
And I absolutely love that at the start by the Goth Boy Clique, because they set up that dive and nearly killed Slurps at the beginning there, but they recognized that teleport was coming in from its Pkedar, and also there's those two members coming up through that river, so they just all backed off, pincered off those enemies there, which just happened to be the Bodkill and Jackie Chan, absolutely obliterating them and very easily able to take the rest of the fight after that, only really losing Nahor in all of that, which is quite an impressive thing when you consider how much happened.
Well, honestly, it's nuts. I gotta say, at the end there, the communication was not on point for Chemmiebois. They kind of just like all were trying to go in and get kills left and right, and that doesn't ever feel too good. But I think they had a good chance at the beginning. But then you fall into the trap of the team fight that we said you never want to take because their team fight is just so strong. And yeah, it was a bit wonky and it was a bit all over the place, but you still saw the elements that we saw in draft come true for them.
No real surprises there because games can be won or lost on the draft.
That's going to be the Crow Storm coming out, but he's just going to go down. Oh, that feels so bad. Pkedar Big brain draft. He's going to survive for a long time, though. But at least he's going to go down. And Knight of the Zed able to pick up the kill. Get some gold on the Xayah.
Oh, that was a beautiful clone. Here comes Hamlet. Let's see if they're able to get this. Sox, he's going to be slowed down here. Going to be stunned.
The face call comes through. It's going to be bot kill coming on the backside. The flash from Slurp. Sox is going to have to be careful. Chrono Shift is used. They're going to try to go for the Zillion, who's running for his life. Hamlet, oh my god, the Super Soaker. It's not going to get it. He gets the bomb, though. That's going to be Slurp's going down. Sox is next to fall. That's going to be 2 going over. But in the end, it is the big monster himself, the bod kill, picking up a chomp.
And that's a great 2 for 2 here when you consider those nice shutdowns you picked up on the side of the Chemmiebois. Granted, though, they do want to be clawing back a little bit more than that. They did lose the Rift Herald in the top side because of that. And also, you have to consider their team comp is on a bit of a ticking timer here. That Nidalee, that Callista, don't know why I forgot her name for a second there. That Callista and that Fiddle, well, that Tank Fiddle, they are all going to fall off come towards the later stages of the game here. And when they're... It's a bit of damage. Pocket Sane gonna come out. Here comes Fiddy.
Hey, they're going to get time in a bottle. Why not? You have the time. As now the CC's coming down on Pkedar. He's going to keep getting stunned up now on the top side. It's going to be Knight of the Zed getting caught out. There's just no way you're getting out of that one, my friend. Use the Featherstorm late as well. Not going to be able to pull any magic tricks out of the hat in that fight. And we're going to see Slurps and Sox continue to push this top side.
Knight of Zed kind of falling into his old habits there, getting a little caught out all alone there. You hate to see it, but I guess old habits do die hard. A lot of damage being done to Nahor there, who doesn't have a ton of resist or health built up outside of that one little Zeke's convergence there.
Yeah, and you already have a Ludens and a Hex deck. The revolver finish for bod kill, so
pistol.
Yeah, he's going to be looking to do some serious damage and still be decently tanky. I mean, he's not the most tanky Cho'Gath, but he still gets that passive health increase, especially from the feasts and all that fun stuff. So as the game gets further, we're going to start seeing that monster become a true monster. Meanwhile, Sox is going to give Yoshishi a bit of a scare. You know, when you see a Blitzcrank coming around that quick, you get a little frightened, you get a little anxious. Because
you know that Blitz is scheming something. Sox was definitely scheming something, had the crew around him if he did land a pull onto that monkey. Yoshishi, sure he has the flash, sure he has the cyclone, but if you're dealing with 3 members, I don't know if that's enough to get you out. Granted, though, Yoshishi looking very strong. Hold that thought, a bit of a fight coming out.
They were looking to try and get catch out there. Daily Peach was able to just hang out in the bush there for the longest time, and they're finally going to move in here and try to clear up some of this vision. The dragon is spawning in about 25 seconds, and that's something that you're definitely going to want to stop. The Rift Herald's going to go down here, though. They're going to be able to use that as a bit of a distraction. It's a little bit earlier than I would have hoped, though. Could still get a nice charge off. Are they going to try to take a fight after this, though, is the biggest question. As Dragon is now going to be spawning, they aren't even going to get the tower in mid lane. So this could be the big fight, but this is exactly the position that we didn't want the Chemmiebois to be in. You don't want to be taking these big 5v5 fights, but they're being pigeonholed into it because you don't want to let this team get on Dragon Soul point here. That's just not where you want to be in this series.
Definitely, but they do have the advantage here in the sense that they have the Blitzcrank. You land that one lucky hook, that will be a very free dragon for you. Yoshishi on frontline duties right now in this Wukong with how fed he is, but also to add an effect to the clone. Very nice stopgap for any hooks.
I feel like this is like the game of Nerves of Steel, because, oh no, we're going to see the Nerves of Steel go down. That's a big Cyclone. Going to get a couple knockups there. He's getting very low. Here comes the Wham Bam Thank You Man from Daily coming to the back line, but it's going to be Stomps who goes down. That is Slurps being taken out. Double kill for Daily Peace. Now the fight's going to continue. They are able to pick off Nahor, but the rest of the fight is so in the favor of the Goth boy. Clique, they come away yet again. An ace for 1 kill. and a triple on top of that. My goodness, the team fighting is just showing through again for this composition.
And the team fight weaknesses there for PK's Chemmiebois really showing there. They weren't able to get through the health bars, and between the Chrono Break and the Taric ultimate, just way too much to deal with in terms of not dying abilities. So there's the Chrono. Yeah. I guess with a little bit of BM as a little bit of a.
Now he's gonna start this. I mean, if Nidalee can get in here, it's gonna be a little bit late. I'm gonna be able to pick it up, but oh goodness, that was close.
To be fair, Chrono Shift is on a 45-second cooldown, so it'll be back.
Why not? Cooldowns are cooldowns for a reason.
Oh Lord, I need some caffeine. I don't know why.
My goodness, go for you.
Like, I even a well night's rest and had a bit of caffeine this morning. Some reason my body right now is just like, you know what? It's almost 10 p.m. You want to go to bed. I'm like, I know you don't want to go to bed. You're just being a dick to me. I was like, nah.
Of go free now.
Yeah, my own body hates me.
I mean, I think we're all in that same boat here. But getting back into this game, 5K gold lead here developed for Goth Boy Clique. Feeling a lot like last game right now, as they're going to be looking to secure that soul. It's going to be a mountain soul this time around, so you're going to be adding that tankiness to the Taric, to the Volley Bear, and especially Wukong, who has just been a menace in those team fights. Even though the last time he did get a bit caught out, and he still survived somehow. But he got caught out just a bit in that big fight. My goodness, Pkedar. If like weird flex, but okay, I like it. You get to see the ability to get used on all this stuff. But now he's going to be caught here as Yoshishi's going to be trying to run for his life. But it's actually bot kill steps. Oh goodness, that feels so bad.
He got knocked up by the power fit. Oh, here comes the spooky ghost. Slurps. Barely getting out of that one.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take a tier 2 tower here in the mid lane. Look to continue a push as well as Wukong still pushing the bot side. Pkedar is going to have to be a bit aggressive here to not get all that tower damage put down. The hook lands on United Zed. Cosmic Radiant's going to come down as well. Those are big ultimates used. Feather Recall was as well. And that's a lot of those defensive ultis used. Are they still going to take the offensive approach here? And they're still able to get a lot of this sieging down. Eventually going to be taken out. That's going to be the Crow Storm coming through as well. Stun goes down perfectly. My goodness. But it is actually going to be Slurp or Yoshishi who gets caught out there. And again, just overextending a little bit. And I guess we're going to continue to see a fight. The Flash comes out to dodge away from the rocket grab. But it's going to be Noor who gets taken out, left in the dust by his team. And now we're going to see flashes forward as they are taking the opportunity while they have their tails between their legs to strike them down even further. And that is going to be the rising up of the Chemmiebois, trying to pull out some gold for themselves while they are at this deficit and actually take advantage of the enemy Baron push to capitalize on their overextension and get a lot of gold for themselves.
And what a great time to capitalize on that overextension there, since denying that enemy Baron buff, absolutely massive. There's the volley.
Yeah, it's a big volley. And guess the Yoshishi comes in this time, and it works out perfectly. They say, you got me last time, let's try it again. The salty run back comes true. And there comes the Cyclone yet again. Bod kill going to be taken out by Daily Peach. Jackie Chan running away, doesn't get to jump over the wall. And that's a double kill going over. Pkedar looking to survive. Here comes the Crow Storm. Oh, he gets out.
The bomb.
No, that's not enough. Ace comes through. It is going to be another dominant kind of overextension fight. But this time in the favor of the Goth Boy Clique.
At least we gotta see it going out for both sides this game, so we can cross-analyze it in the Caster Laboratory here tomorrow. That's a secret Risen thing. Chat should have not heard about that. Either way, though, the last and final Earth Dragon of the game most likely gonna be spawning here in about 10 seconds. Sure, PKC is all up here for this, but Pkedar, he will have to teleport in and they don't have the initial priority on this. So let's see what happens here. There might just be another fight waiting to happen.
They're really far away from this. They're finally starting to get... And that's just going to be the soul picked up. Everybody gets a nice tanky shield. Be feeling real good about that one. These next team fights are going to be so brutal. As now we're going to see the Spooky Ghost come out. The slow's going to land on everybody. Huge Cyclone coming through. But he's getting focused down now. Yoshishi's going to get Cosmic Radiance popped on him. It goes through. He's still knocking people up left and right. And now you have Daily Peach coming in. That's a beautiful double knockup. Going to be followed up by the Cho'Gath knockup. But here comes the Crowstorm right in the middle of everybody. So much healing. The fight is actually going a bit even here. The Chrono Shift was used on Daily Peach. He's going to try to get out here. He's super slowed. Gets a nice little speed up from his pal, the Zillion. And after all of that mess, all of that craziness, it's just Yoshishi who goes down.
You have to remember that, I mean, on PKC's side, they also have a lot of denial here. They have 3 silences on their composition that will absolutely just body Yoshishi and the Daily Peach when they go in. Sure, they get a lot of damage from auto text, but if you're not able to cast that second cast of the Cyclone or that clone, that can absolutely ruin this Wukong in team fights, and we kind of saw that there. But there's a Baron popping up in just a few seconds here, so let's see if the salty run back works again here for the Goth Boy crew.
We will have to see. Baron is spawning right now, so another big objective on the field. Elder Dragon not for another 4 minutes 30 seconds. We're actually going to see Daily Peach get caught here. That's going to be a big volley bear. He's going to look to try to get across the wall, though, as he does have no exit here, but they're going to look to go in anyways. This is a lot of damage going through. Big Cyclone on the background again. That's going to be Pkedar going down. That's your tank. That's your front line. The Cyclone is just wreaking havoc. Chrono Shift goes off, and now it is just everybody piling in. Slurp's going to be taken out here slowly but surely. The bomb is going to let that happen as he is going to get blown up. Jackie Chan Socks, they are the only members left, and a Baron looking to be going over here to the Goth Boy Clique.
That's the night and day difference in fights between when it's Pkedar is able to go in first on those Fiddlesticks and just CC everybody and create all that havoc as the fill, versus when he just kind of gets caught out and isn't able to do anything in team fights here. Oh, that was a cheeky hook coming out from Socks. I think it's going to result in his death, though. Let's see. He might be able to get the recall off. Oh, no.
Oh, you're done. You're done, son.
He accepts his fate.
That's 300 gold given over to Knight of the Zed. Nice little market change.
I mean, I don't think that's going to be the biggest deal right now, losing an extra 300 gold towards Knight of the Zed. Obviously, he has the late game insurance here. It's just more of the moral defeat there.
Hey, we'll have to see how it all turns out, though. There's a comeback somewhere in this story, I promise you folks. As we are seeing a pretty dominant performance, honestly, coming out here from the Goth Boy Clique. Yeah, it was very even and very close for the entirety of the beginning of the game. Now, it's just going to start falling apart, as now we're going to see Slurps get taken down on the backside of that one. He just gets caught overextending a little bit. Baron buff pushing the mid lane again. Bod kills, big boy, but is it going to be enough? His health bar just isn't there. Yes, he's so gigantic, but he still has under 3k health. And that you just get blown up. And Jackie Chan's going to get a couple shots hit his way. Here comes the volley bear. He does have it. And there goes the beautiful Stormbringer. Going to come through and stop these towers from doing all that extra damage. They're looking to end the series here as they look to push for the Nexus. They're going to get a nice other Cyclone off. Bot kill goes golden. To be the laser trying to help out as much as he can. Knight of the Zed is going to take another kill, and slowly but surely they are going to close this one out. It is going to be Goth Boy Clique taking this best of 3 series in a 2-0 quick one, as that was just a dominant performance from them across the entire series.
Dominate is definitely one way of saying it. Obviously, the early game, Even for game number 2 was at least relatively close, unlike last time around. However, in the end, it's just another case of Goth Boy Clique saying thank you for the dub, and catch you guys next week.
I liked the approach from Pkedar. I thought there were some interesting picks. Maybe change out a couple of those. But I think that they overall had a very interesting draft for this game too. And it's unfortunate it didn't work out in their favor all the way to the end. I mean, there were a lot of glaring points, but I think that also there was a lot of good that came from this, and you did see some points of power. At least I really liked the fact that we got to see the bot kill play pretty well on the choke out of the mid lane. It didn't work out because the rest of the pieces weren't there. Like maybe change the Nidalee into something different, but it was honestly, and I hate to call it, but it was draft diff. And I think that game 2, like the draft was just so good. It seemed like Goth Boy Clique was just getting everything they wanted. They got all the meta picks. They even had some non-meta picks that would work synergistically better with their composition, and it just came out on top.
I wholeheartedly agree. Like the draft coming out in game number 2 for the Chemmiebois, I really did not like it. Like their team comp had really whacked.
It feels better.
Yeah, like if they just changed up a few pieces, I do feel like this game would have gone a lot better for them. However, these are the chess pieces they locked in, and sadly, this seemed to be a game of checkers.
Indeed it is, my friend Gofrino. But, folks, thank you all so much for tuning in today. It has been Lemons, it has been Gofrino, and Mowgli putting on the production behind the scenes. Thank that man for being the true MVP. But it was just a great series of games, especially for the Goth Boy Clique. I loved it. I think their names are awesome, and I love being able to talk about it throughout the games. But again, like I said, that's going to be it here from us. So make sure to check us out on all of the socials, especially Twitter. Make sure when the next games are going to be here on the Risen channel, and we'll see you next time on Summoner's Rift.